warned us, he warned us. I'm going to spin arrows on y'all if y'all don't come back to me. I'm going to spin arrows on you if you go away from me and pick up the worship of another God. I'm going to turn my back on you.
Yep.
So we need to get back. That's why Christ died for us. So we can put down these Gentile way of living, the Gentile way of life. Stop thinking you a Gentile. Get out here, man, and learn them commandments and apply them to your life. And believe in the sacrifice, Christ's sacrifice, that he left us. We up under his blood. You see that? You got that precept you was talking about.
Yeah, just hit that real quick, that Deuteronomy 28 so we can understand. We've been talking about it. We hit the 48th verse. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, thirst, and nakedness, and a want of all things.
Hunger, thirst, and nakedness. That's food, water, and clothing. And in want of all things. You see that? So you depend on them for welfare, food stamps, clothing, everything, jobs,
Food pantry.
everything. Everything. Why? Because you went against your God. He provided all that for you. Right? Christ told us the same thing in Luke chapter 12. Don't seek the things the Gentiles seek after. They trip off what they gonna wear, what they gonna eat. You feel me? How they gonna live. You feel me? But Christ say, look, you ain't gotta do that because your Father will provide for you. All you gotta do is keep his charge.
And they shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Sound familiar? No.
Until he has destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the ends of the earth. So it's not in Africa.
Right.
As swift as the eagle flight.
The eagle is the symbol that's the symbol for Esau, the Edomite, the biblical name for the Caucasian. And check this out. The eagle was the symbol for Rome. Eagle was the symbol for Nazi Germany. And eagle is the symbol for your American colonies up into this very day. Look on the back of your dollar. What is that? Back of your quarter. The bald eagle. Back of your quarter. Eagle. You see that? So the Bible is prophetic and let you know what is going to happen before it even happens. As swift as the eagle flies. Come on, brother.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
You didn't understand this tongue, this language. Come on, brother.
A fierce nation.
A what nation?
A fierce nation.
Come on.
Who shall have no regard for the persons of old or show favor to the young.
See that? So just like they'll kill Trayvon Martin, the little brother, they kill old people too. That old woman in Atlanta a couple years ago, 90 years old, the ATF kick her door and shoot her because they thought her grandson was a drug dealer. And they didn't find nothing on her. Nothing in the house. See that? So they don't regard the old or the young. You see that? Let's grab 1 Corinthians 10 for it. Grab 1 Corinthians 10. 1 Corinthians 10. You going, bro?
Yeah, I pick up my door.
Okay, Most High be with us all. Shalom. 1 Corinthians 10, go to verse 1. We're going to read down to 22.
1 Corinthians 10, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud.
How that all our fathers were under the cloud. This is Paul's letter to the church or the congregation in Corinth. Now look, trip off words he's saying. He's saying all our brethren. Were there Corinthians leaving Egypt?
No, they
But no Corinthians leaving Egypt, was it? Come on, brother. Let's get it.
And all passed through the sea. And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
But there were Israelites living in Corinth. So you can understand what he's saying. By this time in world history, you have people like you stay in America. There were Israelites staying in these lands, such as Corinth, Ephesus, Galatia, along with knowing Israelites who didn't believe in Christ, and along with the native people of these lands, such as your white folks or whatever. Come on, brother.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
Right.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them.
Yeah.
And that rock was Christ.
See that? Christ was there when we was leaving Egypt. See, but you got to be a spiritual brethren to understand that. Yep. Who you think Moses was dealing with? Christ told you, no man has seen the Father or heard his voice. Who you think you've been dealing with? Come on, brother.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
But with many of them, God was not well pleased.
See, God Most High wasn't well pleased with a lot of our forefathers. Come on.
For they were overthrown in the wilderness. Verse 6.
Yeah.
Now these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lust.
See that? Like how people lust after evil things for Halloween and all that. See, the Lord destroyed parts of his own people in the wilderness because they was lusting after evil things, pagan practices, such as Halloween. Come on, bro.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them.
Right.
As it is written.
As it is what?
As it is written.
See, New Testament always refer you back to the old. Why you think it don't matter no more? As it is written. Then bruh just read where it say these are our examples. Our examples. So we would learn not to do that. You should read how the Lord dropped 20,000 of his people. You should fear after that. Whoa. Come on, bro.
The people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play.
That was the fornication in it. That was the unlawful act. Spiritual fornication, though. They was called to the feast of their gods. They was dancing and kicking it to the feast of their gods. They ate the food of their gods. Then they got up and played. And you can imagine what kind of playing they was doing. And we all know that all these holidays got sexual orgies involved. All of them. Come on,
verse 8. Yeah. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed.
Right.
And fell in one day 23,000.
See that one day 23,000. Lord dropped 23,000 of his people in one day because they was flirting with other gods. We're gonna read that in Numbers 25. That's right. And we're gonna read that in Numbers 25.
Verse 9. Yeah. Neither let us tempt Christ.
Neither let us tempt Christ, right? By dressing your baby up like a little goblin, ghost, Halloween.
Right.
You know that jack-o'-lantern mean a skull. You know that witches keep these customs. You down with the God of this Bible, you gotta let that go. It don't even matter if your preacher gonna dress it up and call it a trunk or treat. It's still wicked. It has nothing to do with the God of this Bible. And if it does, come collect your money. We got 1,000 on it. Right now, come get you some extra shopping money, or candy money, or bill money. Okay, right, come on.
Verse 9 again.
Yeah.
Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents.
See that? Destroyed. Now, if you go back and read about the Lord destroying his people in the wilderness, you feel me? Unless you had the spiritual eye to understand, you wouldn't have known that was Christ doing that. And while we get on you Sunday churchgoers, you talking about the God of the Old Testament, who you think Christ was?
Right.
Who you think you've been dealing with? We read right here. Well, that was Christ dropping these people.
Yeah.
And remember, Christ is sent by his Father.
His Father ain't getting on his throne.
Never. He give orders. Come on, brother.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmur.
So don't be murmuring. You see that? Up under your breath, all them niggas crazy over there. They don't know what they talking about. Stop murmuring. Come on.
And were destroyed of the destroyer.
And they was destroyed for it. Because we not telling you our own thoughts. We speaking the word of God. We going chapter and verse, and we can do it all day if need be. Not a problem at all. Come on, brother.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
Now all these things happen unto them for example.
There you go again.
There you go.
See that? The Lord dropped our forefathers in the wilderness so we, the future generation, can learn, and this will be an example for us not to do what they was doing.
Exactly.
And what were they doing? Child sacrificing, orgy, you feel me? Sacrificing to Satan and all that. The golden calf Gideon brought up earlier. You see that? All that's wicked. These are practices to another God. So but you look at it like it's innocent now. It is not innocent. It is not innocent. It's a death culture. Yeah. The Lord say choose life. What would Jesus do? Not Halloween. He wouldn't do that.
He'd be keeping his Father's commandment, his charge.
Keeping the charge of his Father, which art in heaven.
Indeed.
Come on, bro.
Verse 11 again.
Yeah.
Now all these things happen unto them for example.
Yeah.
And they are written for our abomination. For our admonishment.
Yeah, our admonishment.
Upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore